Hi guys, my name's Daniel from WeLaunch, formerly DB Design, and today I want to present you the theme settings of our complete new theme that we developed. It's called MÖWE, and we are going to show you, or I'm going to show you all the theme settings we have. First, I want to say that we are going to create the theme because we have developed like 20 plus plugins for WooCommerce, and now we're going to create our own WooCommerce theme that will be powerfully fast, that has many options, and we have a money back guarantee for you. So if you are not satisfied with our theme, for example, we will give you the money back without any discussions. On our site we have many demos created here, many different blog layouts, shop layouts, and so on. But today I want to show you all the theme settings we have, as told before. So if I jump into the WP admin, we can see a point here that's called theme settings. Everything is based on Redux framework plugin, so you need it installed, because we also use it for all our plugins. So it's very deep integrated with all the plugins we have created, and it will never come to any conflicts there. So we have general options here where we can start first. We have an anchor scrolling, for example. If I show you this one here, it's going to scroll down to the section. We have right to left for Arabic countries, for example. We have an option to use Font Awesome Pro. You need to buy the Font Awesome Pro package, of course, and you need to whitelist your domain. Otherwise, you can deactivate it, and we will use the normal Font Awesome 4.7. We also can place a head code, for example, analytics, and a footer code, for example, some JavaScript chat plugin, if you like. And that was mainly it for the general section. But now we're coming to the Favicons. We have Favicons sections for all different sizes and variations, from iPad to iPhone to Google tablets and so on. And we recommend you to use this Favicon generator plugin, or website as it's called, where you can just upload an image and you get all the Favicons generated automatically. In the layout section, you can set a max width for your website in pixel, for example. You can set a body padding, row paddings, and you can remove the Visual Composer paddings if you like. Furthermore, we have a links and buttons section. So you can set the link color, the hover color. You can set primary, secondary, and third button text and colors. And you can also set the override VC button colors, because Visual Composer always creates own colors as said before. You can just check this here and all Visual Composer buttons will be overridden. In the next part we have a callout. A callout is something that can be placed on top or bottom of the page, and it will be fixed, so it will always scroll with the user as he scrolls. So for example, if I enable it here, we can set the position on top or bottom. We can set a call out text. We can change link colors, hover colors, the font. We can center it, or many other options here. But we're going to deactivate it for our demo. Then we have the top bar. Mainly all of our settings have this ones here in general. So you can set an outer container and at full width, for example, for the background color. And you can set an inner container for the content or the text elements inside. If I would set both here to full width, then of course everything would be full width also. You can check here, for example, this is the top bar on top here. And now it's, you cannot see it because it's centered, but it's full width, so the content is going to the left and the right here. I will change it back to a normal container. And what's important here is you can set how many widgets you want to display in the top bar. So for example, you can set 2 widgets, Then we could go into the widgets area. And here we can see we have Topbar 1 and Topbar 2. If I go now to add a new text element, for example, to the Topbar 2 called ASD, refresh the page, and you can see you have Topbar 1, Topbar 2, both text centered and in an inner container. Now I can also show you how it will look with full width. As you can see, it has been much larger than before, but it's not in the grid of the website anymore, so I will go to change it back. And yeah, it's looking better now. I'm also going to change it back to one widget, and we can look into the next part, that is the side menu. I have not activated it because you can either choose the primary menu or the side menu, or you can also use both, but it's confusing for the customer. With side menu, I mean this one here. That I have to enable here, of course. Yeah, and here, for example, you can see on the left, this is the side menu, where you can set custom logo type. You can set also a custom menu and still have the main navigation here on top. You can set the color of this bar, and you can set the background color of this flyout menu if you want. And the good thing is it's scrolling with the user flow. But that, of course, is up to you if you want to use it. You can say if you want to have it on the left or the right side. You can say where you want to have the logo position. Here you can also set the own logo, the width of the menu open, the width of the side menu in general, and you can set, of course, your fonts and background colors and so on. What's important to say is if you want to use the side menu, you need to go into menus, and then you scroll back to the bottom here, and you can set this menu, for example, to the side menu. Or you create a new menu called side menu and attach it to this side menu. Okay, I'll leave this page now. So next thing is navigation. Our theme ships with 4 different navigation layouts. So if I can show you as an example, go back here. We can see here, for example, a centered logo and a left menu navigation and right icons. Here we have a left logo and a left navigation. Here we have a left logo and a centered navigation. Here we have a centered logo and a left navigation, but only with lines. And here, as said before, you can use only the side menu if you want, or you can use, of course, both. That is up to you, and you can set everything in this navigation settings here. So you can set this, 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 or this. I will stick to the centered logo, left navigation, and right icons. Here you can also set if you want to have a sticky navigation, transparent navigation. You can set a custom logo, and of course all the different layouts for the fonts, for the submenu, and for the normal menus here. When we come to the headers section, you can set also the fonts, the containers, and you can also set a header background color and a header background image if you want. When I'm talking about the header, what I mean is, if I go to the About Us page, for example, this here is the header, and this here is the breadcrumb. The breadcrumb will be in the next section, where you can set here also the fonts. You can set a text color, link color. You can choose an own separator, or you can set a separator color. We still used to recommend you to the Yoast Breadcrumb, so our plugin is integrated into the Yoast SEO plugin. If you have this one installed, then you will automatically get the optimized Breadcrumb from Yoast, which is also better for Google, so only recommended. The next thing is the content part. Here is nothing more than you can set also the containers and also the width. If you're using a sidebar, for example, you can increase or decrease the columns, only for developers maybe, if they know what to do. We have a sidebar. You can show a sidebar by default for all pages. Choose the sidebar position, choose the padding, and choose, of course, fonts and titles here. Then you have the PreFooter. In the PreFooter you can set up to 6 widgets. The PreFooter is the one you can see here on the bottom. Then you have the normal footer. That is the one on the very close bottom. Oh, why is that here? I think it's because of the side menu. Yeah. Yes. Sorry, the side menu just entered a margin here on the left. Okay, but this here on the very close bottom is the normal footer. Then we have the fonts section. You can set a normal body font. You can set fonts for H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. Font size, line height, text transformation, the font family, font weight and style, text alignments and everything. Then we have a 404 page where you can show, for example, a search if you want, and you can choose a custom text. So let me say, for example, that one here, sorry, site does not exist anymore, and we have a search here. When we come to the blog settings, you can set a default no image. So if we have blog posts where there is no feature image attached to because someone has forgotten it, you can set a default one. You can set also a custom header background image. In the archive section, you can choose a layout which you want to use. So the blog layouts you can see here. We have a full width image with text below it. We have the image left, text right. We have image and text inside the image. And we have a 2-column grid layout here. You can also set, if you want to have a left sidebar, full width or right sidebar. You can set it also per custom archives or something like that. That is up to you. Then you also can enable or reorder elements. You can set the meta on top here or the title on top before the media feature image or the excerpt here. You can reorder meta elements. You can set a custom excerpt length, show read more or show dividers. Furthermore, on the single post, you can set if you want to remove, for example, the comment section. You can disable it. You can disable the excerpt. You can disable the feature image, or you can remove it somewhere between the metadata. You can also change here the meta elements. So do not show social share, for example. Do not show categories, but show date and author, just as an example. In the WooCommerce section, so if you have the WooCommerce plugin installed and you want to sell some products, here you can also set a custom default product image. You can also set a background image if you want. Then we have a product and category background color. I can show you, for example, here. That is the one we can see here on the bottom of the page, on the bottom in the background of the page. You can set a custom sales badge color and a background color, and you can customize the product categories also. You can say if you want to show a sidebar, the left WooCommerce sidebar. You can set how many product columns you want to have. You can say how many category columns you want to have. As for example, from here on the drones part, you can see there are 3 columns for products, and on categories it will display 2. And you can also customize what you want to show. If you want to show the sale badge color, check it here. If you want to show an excerpt, check it here, and so on. Same for the single product. You can choose how many upsell product columns you want to have, or related product columns. You can show a sidebar. You can show price rating, blah blah blah. Everything a WooCommerce single product page has can be customized here. If you do not want to show sharing, disable it, save the settings, and you're good to go. Last part for the content-wise things is a search engine or search functionality. Here you also can choose a layout, and you can order or reorder elements. For example, you do not want to show media or something like that, then you can disable it. If I show you something, how it's looking right now, it's the full width template here. Next part is performance. We have an integrated lazy load images part, so you can do not let the user load all images, which may require many resources from your server, but also slows down the load time of your site, which is not good for SEO and Google. You can use a CDN to serve the JS and CSS files. We use the Cloudflare CDN service for this, and you can turn off the custom CSS creation. What this means is that every setting you are doing here, for example, you change the background color of the top bar, will be created in a custom CSS file. But if you have created everything and everything is looking good in your layout, then you can go into performance and check this button here, and it will not generate the CSS again. We also have a small security part here to remove script version, attachment page, author page, and the date pages that should be redirected. You can use it or not. Maybe sometimes it's not very affordable to show attachment pages, so you can just click on here and attachment pages will be redirected. One last thing. So if I'm going to a page now, and I'm going to modify this page called, what do I take? The home, for example. Everything is built up on Visual Composer. So we have built in own modules. You can see in the WeLaunch top here. You have a normal button. You have multiple buttons in a group. You can show custom categories, also product categories. You have an icon box, custom image, images as a gallery or carousel, a message box, or show custom posts as a slider or in a grid or whatever you want. This will of course speed up the site. We have removed the normal Visual Composer parts here because our components are more stable and performance-wise more better. Also, they are easier to configure, as some of the general Visual Composer parts are very complex. But what I want to show you is that you can set custom theme options per pages. So, for example, I'm on the home tool now, and I want to show a transparent nav, then I set this to yes. Or I want to show a sidebar here and not use the default settings. Then you can change it here also. And this also works for categories. for example, bags, you can here, for example, choose to not show in navigation. Yes, correct. So that was it. I hope you understood all the options our plugin has, our theme has. And if you have any questions, leave a comment here in the sections. Otherwise, I hope you're good to go. And we are going to improve our theme, of course. So if there are new options, do not hesitate to ask us where is this new option or what does it mean or something like that, because the video may get old in some days. It was a pleasure to introduce our theme options, and I hope you buy it. Bye.